Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Star Notes. On this episode of Star Notes, we are going to be analyzing and reacting, I guess, to the recently released Snow White, the live-action remake of the 1937 classic that Disney released, titled the same name. Just real quick, off the bat, what did you guys' initial reactions?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was a really decent movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some of the songs were pretty good. I enjoyed the acting. The person who did Snow White, I forgot her name.
It is Rachel Zegler.
Rachel Zegler. She did a really good job. I liked her acting.
Very talented.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was really great. I guess kind of like Kahlil saying, I like the songs. The songs are cool. I liked Rachel Zegler. The last thing I watched her in was the Hunger Games movie. And I think I liked her acting in that movie.
Who was she in the Hunger Games?
She was Lucy Gray Baird, or
one of the
her name
main
is.
characters.
Yeah, she's like a main character.
Oh,
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
Interesting. She was like
good.
really young
Yeah,
there.
she's
Yeah.
Yeah, and she, I think I liked her acting probably in that more than the Snow White, but
Okay.
All
right.
I don't know, I thought it was good.
Nia, we'll go to you, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say some opinions.
All I have to say is I barely like the original Snow White. So for you to butcher this one, it's like, dang, y'all can't win it all.
Oh, boy. Okay. My opinion. Acting, great. Songs, great. What else? Costume design, great. Setting, trash.
What?
Right.
What?
Storyline, garbage.
What?
Garbage.
Don't even
fire.
get me started on those I was about to call them gnomes. The dwarfs. Don't even get me started on the dwarfs.
Okay, the doors were kind of creepy.
I'm going to have a nightmare about him.
Okay, so basically some backstory. They were originally supposed to be cast by actual people with dwarfism. Think of
that's
Peter.
Cute.
Think of like Peter Dinklage as like one. I know he was a Wicked.
He was in.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, Wicked. He was in the Hunger Games movie too.
Yeah, but then at the last minute, Disney execs basically said, "Let's make it all CGI," and I'm just saying that looked creepy as hell. Oh, speaking of which, a little bit of an interesting development. I don't know if this happened to anyone else who watched the movie, but when we watched the film, during the Hi Ho song, the actual thing froze twice
Oh, yeah.
at the movie theater, and I believe you said refund.
Yeah.
Honestly, the
Refund.
second time I didn't think it was gonna come back on.
The second time it actually just froze for 20 seconds.
Scared
So
me.
maybe it's a sign.
A sign.
Maybe it's a sign.
I think it's a movie.
That this
theater
is a
issue.
horrible movie.
It's a horror movie. It should be a horror
Horrible.
movie. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, again, dwarves don't look right. They just don't. No.
They look creepy.
I thought they
look
were
creepy.
okay.
They were nightmare fuel.
I thought Dopey was.
Nightmare Fuel.
Dopey
They were
looked cool.
nightmare.
Yeah,
no.
I'm going to dream about them.
It was-
and
it
it's
was
not going to be a
nice.
pleasant dream.
It was.
Okay. So, dwarves aside, let's get right into the plot. So, it's kind of loosely related to the 1937 film, but I would still say the 1937 film is decent. But let's just start out with how it started out. So, obviously, we have the narrator, who we later find. Oh, sorry. Oh, there's already spoilers. Never mind. Okay, so we start out with the narrator, who we later find is a Dopey, by the way. Didn't sound like. Also, Dopey's not supposed to speak.
Clock it.
Yeah.
No, that's already like
Clock it.
yeah, but obviously we got the narrator kind of explaining Snow White's background. I think they did a pretty good job in the intro, especially the intro song. I don't remember what the song name is. I thought it was pretty good. Like it gave me Wicked vibes. They did a good job in the intro with explaining her like the death of their parents. They kind of were like a little bit vague with the death of the king, right? They didn't really explain it till like later on, and they kind of did it in the worst way. But we'll get into that. So obviously Snow White's made a slave, right? And then she's sent into like servitude by the evil queen who, let's talk about the actress real quick. Cause I know, Nia has some choice words about the actress. I think personally, she did a good job, but the singing, it's a little bit iffy, but.
So for me, Gal Gadot is always going to be Ace Boom Coom, like Wonder Woman. But as Wonder Woman standards, she should have never picked up this movie. If I'm gonna be honest with you, because one, this is a musical. Gail, you can't sing, girl. You can't sing a lick of nothing. Two, Gail got it. You was cute. You ate that. Your costume was cute, but like,
I see
Yeah.
the costume
Yeah.
again. Costume design out of this.
It was out of this world.
Crazy.
But me just seeing, I'm looking. I feel like I'm looking at Wonder Woman the whole time, and I don't like it.
Man,
You're saying she can't sing?
I'm saying she needs to stick to what she's good at.
I don't think
Right.
her singing was as good as the other people singing.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
personally,
Yeah.
for this to be a Snow White movie and fairest of all, Gail Gadot was fairer than Rachel Zegler. I'm not gonna lie. This is Wonder Woman. This is Wonder
I don't
Woman.
know about
I don't
that.
know about
actress
that.
She's
point of view?
beautiful.
Hot take.
She's beautiful.
I mean that's probably why they cast her for the role.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her in this role. I feel
Rachel
like
Zegler,
they could have got someone
Rachel
else.
Ziegler, very talented, by the way.
Very.
Very, very talented. But after that, she meets. Well, kind of, we got a little bit of time skip, but she meets Jonathan, the thief. Right.
I thought
And
he was
like,
cute.
you want to say that a little louder? You want to say that a little louder?
So shy.
You thought he
Little
was
shy?
cute? Ooh.
I thought he was
Ooh.
like I thought they were a cute couple. Okay, like Snow White and Jonathan.
His humor, honestly, his character was on point. He was kind of funny. Like,
I thought they were a cute couple. Well, I guess they were never really a couple. He
Kind of they are.
okay,
okay,
they're
we'll
basically
get
a
into
couple,
that.
but-
That's like a whole different can of worms. But yeah, oh, good. No.
I thought he was
Anyways,
cute.
right. So obviously he gets captured. He gets like thrown into like the front gate, but Snow White lets her free. But then the evil queen sees this and it's like, we must kill Snow White. Right.
Yeah.
And then she sends the huntsman out to the woods for apple picking, where the huntsman ultimately fails to kill her, and then she runs into the woods. And then I remember, Neo, when you were watching it, you were like, why is her costume so ugly?
Her costume is absolutely horrendous. Then look at the hair. Why did they give my girl a bob swooped at the end?
It was cute, okay?
No,
It was
I
cute.
It really gave like my first picture day, and my mama didn't know what to do with my hair,
I don't
and she
know.
was like, you know what, I'm gonna just bump the ends, and it's gonna be cute.
I think they did a good job staying faithful to the original Snow White.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the hairstyle.
Yeah.
They didn't get the ribbon, but
But
who
I
cares?
thought it was gonna get more heat, like because she is she a woman of color? I feel like
Rachel Zegler.
she might be a woman of
She
color.
might be.
Yeah.
she
you
can't.
know,
I think from what I'm seeing, she is.
Yeah, and so for them, they gave Little Mermaid a lot of heat for casting a woman of color. So why isn't this? Why isn't this? Okay.
It isn't. I feel like that's not really an important thing, I guess.
Yeah,
But
Maybe
yeah.
people like Rachel Zegler more than
Yeah.
Hallie,
Yeah.
whatever her name is.
But yeah.
Grace.
So from here, they basically meet the seven dwarves, and from here it started going into the deep end. I could not like look for a good solid like 10 seconds at one of them without being like, oh my gosh, this looks like it's AI generated.
No.
I cannot watch this for more than like 10 seconds. And I was glad when the theater or the movie stuff like paused, and I was like, oh thank God. But after that, they kind of find out she's the princess, right? And then from there, I believe it's like they ran into Jonathan again, who they find out is like a kind of runs a bandit group
Yeah.
in
He's
the
the head
woods.
thief.
King's
He's
name.
like the head. Yeah, he's like the head thief, and basically,
From there, she finds out evil queen finds out that Snow White really wasn't killed. Then so she decides to send a troop after Snow White, and Snow White is like, well, the queen is after me. I have to go find out what happened to my dad, and so she goes to Jonathan because Jonathan's apparently he said something that might have alluded to the fact he knew what happened to the king.
Yeah.
So that happens. They get together, but while they're together, the troops find them. The troop tries to kill Snow White, and Jonathan takes an arrow for her. And then she takes Jonathan back to the dwarves, and the dwarves fix him up. They dance, whoop, 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 wop, la, bam.
Yeah.
that whole entire sequence after that was like, why does this like with the dwarves like in that little room? Just
What do you mean?
I mean,
Like-
they had obviously Snow White had a little heart to heart to Dopey. Basically, is oh you don't like speaking, blah blah blah, and it's like they should have kept it at that.
Those
Whistle.
skills,
Oh,
like
whistling,
teaching,
yeah.
helping him find his
Whistle while
voice.
you
It was fine, but
It was a good song too. I really like that song. That was my favorite song out of the.
right. It's just like it really got spoiled after what they did to Dopey near the end. Anyway, after that, basically, I believe this is when the evil witch turns into the old witch. Yeah, the
she
old.
that was
so the
creepy.
evil witch
Yeah.
decides to, okay, they can't do it, so I'm gonna do it myself. So she turns into an evil witch. She poisons an apple, and she finds Snow White at the dwarf's house. Gives it to her. Snow White. I don't know if she technically dies or just falls asleep.
She just falls
I think
asleep.
She falls into a very deep sleep. Jonathan escapes with some help from the huntsman
hold
that
on,
didn't
hold
try
on.
to kill him.
After she eats the apple, from here, it got even worse. Plot pacing.
My thing is,
I did not-
why would you?
Yes.
Why would you eat an apple that's like poison? Like, obviously she didn't know it was poison, but
Yeah.
like, how stupid could you?
Here's my
possibly
opinion about the
be?
plot pacing. Okay, so how long is the movie right now? It's like an hour and 40
It was like
minutes.
an hour and
Yeah,
30 minutes.
Hour and 30 minutes. I think, how much plot pacing, what do you mean by that? Because, like, if you add another 30 minutes, it would be like 2 hours long. And, like, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to watch a 2-hour-long Snow White film.
If it's decent and they build
If it was
decent
a
world
good
building.
But I feel like
It's
it was
budget.
Okay, but
I
like
think it was
most movies
already
are like
decent.
2 hours.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Basically, from here's the problem. Once she ate the apple, from the time that Jonathan broke out of his cell to the time that Snow White woke up was like 10 minutes tops.
Okay, I'll give you that. I think that him breaking out of his cell was a little bit too quick, but
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, let's just use the power of two men to like pull this out, and then it's like,
what?
and then like he's already like at the bottom of that castle, and then he's already on a horse, like already at Snow.
well, he
White's-
already
yeah.
said he would prepare him a horse.
But like it's just too fast. Like there's no sense.
Yeah,
of,
this movie is extremely bad.
Yeah, but that was it. Then he just pecks her on the cheek one, and then basically
Picks her on the cheek, he touches her lips. With his
a little
lips.
bit. But
It
then
was
she
like
just,
a peck, but
That's
Then-
before they like made out.
yeah.
all right, we're not getting to that. But yeah, but yeah, she wakes up and then she decides to just walk into the. This was an awkward sequence. They walk back into the town and it's like she stands there and then there's like this weird choreographed thing where they're all like
I like
walking
that song
behind.
though.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
like
song
that
is decent, but like the choreographing and like just the whole setting.
How much choreographing do you need? I mean, they're just walking behind her. I mean,
It just seemed very cheesy, to be honest. It seemed very like, oh yeah, we're gonna stand
But
behind her.
they had like a big budget, I think too. They had like
Mm-hmm.
Right.
no, they
but,
had like $250 million or something.
maybe a lot of the budget went to the CGI.
To me,
went to the dwarves.
to me, it
dwarves.
feels like they used all the budget on Gail Gadot's outfit. I ain't gonna lie, that outfit was tea.
It was.
But once obviously they confront the evil queen, right? Basically, she's like, oh yeah, you try to kill me, show them like that you want to take back the crown. Obviously, Snow White's the fairest of them all, as the magic mirror says.
Yeah.
She doesn't go through that, but then she basically just tells the townspeople, do you remember a time when you were all farmers and that sort of thing? And then they just all just drop their weapons like that. And then evil queen goes back to the mirror and just disintegrates herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much
That's
of
pretty
a
much-
plot twist that would have been if Snow White just like stabbed the queen?
That would have been the end. Just boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like end of
Not
movie.
cliffhanger, yeah.
But but from that, it was basically, oh yeah, they went back to the old ways at the beginning of the movie. Dopey is revealed to be the narrator that from the beginning of the movie, and then from there, it's just like that was it. That
Kinda,
I
yeah.
got like I guess it was like very cliche ending, but like I got no sense of like wonder or like that Disney magic at all, even from the original Snow White. Even though I watched it a lot, even if I would go back to it, there's a charm to it that this film was just missing, like absent completely.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
And it's been a recurring issue with multiple Disney films.
I think
multiple live
live action
actions.
Disney films.
Yeah.
And Wish. This was so similar to
So
Wish. This was so similar to
is-
Wish.
So this
actually,
is
yeah.
the Snow White, episode of Star Notes. This is not the Wish episode of Star Notes. You're not gonna hate.
Oh, actually, I am incorrect. Wish is higher by 5%.
Okay.
5%.
5%. The numbers don't lie.
It's 48% Raw Tomatoes. That's not
This
good.
movie was way worse than Wish. This movie
I
felt
will
very
agree.
fast paced.
Actually, no, it
I'm gonna have bad dreams because of this movie. The only thing I gained from this movie,
And they didn't even
nothing.
build off the true love Jonathan and
No.
Snow White at all. I didn't even
at
feel like
all,
there was a
I didn't
connection.
feel like they were
I mean,
in love.
I kind of felt it. Like the part when they were, after they healed Jonathan, they started having like this dinner or something in the front lawn area of the house, and they started like singing and dancing, singing about love and stuff. And that was to build the connection between them. And how they almost kissed, but they were all looking at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was like a cheap attempt at like a love thing. Like there wasn't really any
Okay, but
chemistry.
they were like making out at one point.
I mean, that's what happened
You
in
just
the
only noticed that part because you think he cute.
That's what happened in the original
No.
one. So
It didn't, or it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess it's sort of
I
true.
mean,
but
it's like it's an adaptation.
again, it's missing that charm, that original Disney charm at all. It's just completely. I know visuals were really good. The animation team went wild on, especially like the animal rendering of the animals and like the non-human characters.
Yeah.
Done really well, insanely cute also, right? But everything else was just not it, basically. All right, so we'll get more into our thoughts in a second. Let's just take our attention to the characters. So, specifically, who do you think had the best character development? Who had the? Let's start with who had the best character development.
Golly, I think Dopey. Me personally.
Yeah, Dopey.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He had the most truest one because like
He
he
was
went.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that the case in the original Snow White too?
In terms
Right.
of character development, there's no one better than
There's
him.
no one really, but like not even Snow White.
I mean, she kind of stayed the same the whole movie a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. You're right on that one.
I do like Snow White though.
Yeah, Snow White again. Actress really good. Who had the worst? That's a harder
Worst character
question.
development? Oh,
Snow White.
Snow White. Okay.
I'm gonna say that. Snow White.
actually, I don't know. Maybe Jonathan. Maybe.
Jonathan.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm between Jonathan and the evil queen.
Oh, that's.
I mean, how much
fair.
development do they need? Because they're supposed to be one-way characters, like the queen. She's just evil.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And,
it's-
then Jonathan had the worst. Then.
No,
Yeah.
Because
Snow
he
White
was-
definitely did.
He didn't.
Snow White did.
Snow White did. Why do you say Snow White did?
I say Snow White did because in the original movies, to me, Snow White was supposed to be innocent and soft, and she's supposed to like grow into her own. I don't feel like she grew.
Well, they're
She stayed the
Yeah,
same
wasn't-
throughout the whole movie to me.
Wasn't she also supposed to be like kind of like the controller of the animals
Yes,
of nature?
there was
like
nothing.
they only did that once, and it
Yeah.
was to like save. It was like two birds like saving her from.
I
There
did-
was,
yeah.
no,
Would like to
there
see
was
that
no
more.
character development for me for her. There was nothing. She stayed
But
the same the whole time.
I think so characters like the evil queen, Snow White, they don't need character development. They're supposed to be one-way characters. Like the queen, she's just supposed to be evil. The Snow White, she's supposed to be good-natured and hearted. And what much would they need to deviate that from?
So you don't like growth? You don't like growth?
Well, they
Oh,
didn't
okay.
need to grow. That's all I'm gonna say. They
Yep.
didn't need to grow.
I feel like Snow White, there could be an argument that she needed to grow because at the beginning of the movie they said, "Oh yeah, in her servitude to the queen, she lost or forgot who she was." Right. So
Yeah.
you would assume by the end of the movie she would find who she was, but like she didn't really. She just
Well-
stayed the same pretty much. Like she knew who she was.
Yeah.
Like it's just there was no sense of like a big hurdle got sort of like overcame. It just seemed dry. Everything about this movie seemed dry. Music was good. That was the only saving grace. Let's talk about the music because it's a Disney film. Was there anything that stuck out as like, ugh, like weird?
Honestly, I don't know. I liked all the songs, especially the Whistle While You Work. But I guess
Yeah.
I
like
guess
that
the
song.
the one I didn't like the least was Gal Gadot singing because it was just subpar compared to everyone
That
else's
sounds like
singing.
me singing.
Horrible.
Actually, I think I'm worse than that.
Could you do a little excerpt for
Come on.
us?
No.
Yes.
Not Whistle While You Work.
Let's get into the fun part of the episode. Let's look at some reviews.
Okie dokie.
All right. Let's do the 5-star one first. Honestly, I felt like it had a great balance of honoring the classic while also adding elements to it that made it its own. My 6-year-old daughter enjoyed it also. She laughed along with the story, and it kept her engaged and into the story throughout the whole thing. We definitely recommend it as a good family kid movie.
Okay, see, that's probably my favorite
Talk
review.
your
No,
stuff.
no.
Talk your stuff. Reviewer.
Can I say this?
Good review.
What's up?
Disney live action has not been catering to the people with actual money. They've been catering to little kids that know nothing about the classic Disney, which is why this movie is so horrible.
What's wrong
and
with
why
catering
little
to
kids
kids?
and why little kids love it.
What's wrong with
But
catering
isn't
to
Disney
kids?
supposed to be catered
Yeah.
towards
No,
kids?
I don't care about them.
It's supposed to cater
Disney
to all ages,
needs to be worried
technically.
about me.
What's wrong with the
I'm the
kids?
one with
It's
the
supposed to
money
it's
that's
supposed to
going to the
cater all
movies.
ages.
Oh well.
Disney's for everyone.
Okay, but if you think about like Disney World or Disneyland, like I feel like most people that go there are kids and not like
Yeah.
No.
8-year-old people.
Disney,
you'd be
they
surprised.
have drink around the world at Disney. If
They
it was
do.
catered to kids,
Okay, I
they
have heard
wouldn't
about
have
that.
drinking
But
around
Snow,
the
yeah.
world.
Snow White is
Well,
specifically a kid's
maybe
movie,
not
though.
drinking around the world, but
The original, actually,
the main,
yeah.
the main, what's the word? Genre of people they're trying to go for are kids.
Us when we were
yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
now we're adults
we were
and they're
not
not
born in the year
catering to us
1937.
anymore.
What about the people who were kids in 1937? They want to cater to them?
Yes.
Well, because people, like, as you get older, people may not necessarily like princesses and stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they
And
were
I
when
like
they
a
were
good
kids.
princess
that
every
is
once
wrong.
in a right. What? See,
That is
you've
wrong.
lost the joy of Disney.
Yeah. All right, let's do a couple of 1-star reviews. So, first one says, it was pretty much as poor as I expected. Wish they had real actors play the dwarves.
I get that.
And told the truth about Snow White's name, skin white as snow and hair black as ebony.
Okay, that person might just be a little bit racist.
I wasn't a fan of the actress who played.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the actress who played Snow White.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Gal Gadot was mediocre.
Okay.
I think both could have been better cast. Overall, my expectations were low, and unfortunately, that the show didn't exceed them.
Opinion disregarded. Go back in your hole.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I'm talking about the mediocre.
Okay, but like if you
Gal
really think
Gadot.
Rachel Zegler is mediocre, like who
Yeah.
else would you have gotten
She
to play
did
Snow White?
wonderful.
Oh, she
Like,
probably loved the evil queen. Okay, 1-star review. I got two. Let's do a 2-star review. Let's not go all the way down.
Okay.
So 2-star. It just missed the mark. Some fun and cute parts, but overall, I couldn't quite put my finger as to why I didn't like it. Was pretty boring and just kind of weird.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
What was weird about it? I mean,
What was weird about it? Hello, the dwarves.
That's
You
just
don't
how
have
dwarves
any
were
good
not.
taste.
weird. I
It's
did
like
not hate the doors.
Every movie.
You don't hate. Wait. Hold on.
I
Did you say
did
that
not
again?
hate the doors. They were good.
All right, so
My
we're
favorite dwarf was
we're
Dopey.
having a banning list on people who can't be on this pot or sorry,
Please.
can't
Good.
be on
I
the
don't
show
want to be
anymore.
around a bunch of
Please.
haters. I
Please.
can't be around a bunch of haters.
Glazer. You're
Glazer.
a supreme glazer.
You're a supreme hater.
You're a supreme A-class glazer.
We don't got to. You don't want to get into it now. Trust. Okay.
All right, I gotta find a really good one. Here's a 1/2-star review.
Gosh.
So even worse than 1-star. Would not recommend to anyone go watch it. Lacks substance and changed the storyline to the worst parts of modern feminism. An ideological attack on a great story that stood the test of time until now. I don't know about the feminism argument.
See, all these haters just racist and sexist. Okay. If y'all want to hang around that crowd, that's okay, but not me.
That's just like, yeah, there's like so much. It's like a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what?
Because what I'm saying is why all the reviews are so tough is because they're catering to little kids, but the people that actually are going to go see this are people like adults.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta definitely cater to the adult audience. I think that's why they're making these live actions, because they're like, oh, see your
Yeah.
favorite children's movies in a new way.
But Right, they're making them bad, and they're not putting in the effort. I don't think
They're
Disney
not.
is putting in the effort like they used to.
It's pretty obvious.
How much money did it make in the box office?
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a really good question. The budget for Snow White was $209 million US, which
Okay.
is that's a lot of money,
Probably a lot of it in CGI in the environment.
most likely. And the box office for the opening weekend, which is when we saw it,
Dun, dun, dun.
43 million.
Oh, that's not good
They
at all.
broke.
Not good.
They did not.
They in the red.
Not even broke even. That's
They in the
crazy.
red.
Yeah, they are like, well, I mean, this is what happens when you do repeatedly live actions over and over again. People start seeing a quality of track record that's not quality at all. And
I feel bad for the actors.
They could have done more advertising for this too. Honestly, I will say the advertising.
I feel
for
like they
this
need
was
to less.
subpar.
You don't think it's gonna be like Oscar worthy or anything?
No, no.
The only thing Oscar worthy this is going to get is how bad it is.
It's gonna go.
You know,
Or the Oscar worthy nomination will go to, I don't know, the worst CGI.
they've been snubbing people though, so you never know. This might win against someone better.
Disney, I think next week, I'll discuss it in a second. But what do you guys think the official Rotten Tomatoes is? If you're a guess.
I forgot. I don't know.
3 out of 5 stars or something.
That's
maybe
not
like,
Rotten Tomatoes score.
Maybe like 40%.
45.
Okay, it's like 40, like I don't know, 40. You stole my guess. I don't know, like 50 maybe.
It is officially 43% Rotten Tomatoes and 74% audience score. So a little bit higher on the audience score. We see this a lot with like things like the Mario movie or
That's one.
yeah.
Audience
Bec-
no betters.
The audience, but the critics are unbiased usually, and they look at things objectively. The audience, probably there's a multiple of things that can go into it. They could just like Snow White a lot, so much so that they'll just give 5 stars immediately. So I usually pay attention to official. I don't wholeheartedly trust it, obviously, but you want to be paying attention to the official critics because they're the unbiased subjective opinion. And 40% in a Disney film is abysmal, and this has been a track record ever since every single Disney film.
Europe.
To Wish.
Wish was 48%. Before that was Strange
Little
World.
Mermaid.
Strange World first. That one is, and unfortunately they have one more movie this year. No, there's two.
Lilo and Stitch.
No, there's two. Two more.
Yes, I know there's 2 more, but I don't care about the other one. All I care about is Lilo and Stitch. He already look like y'all drained him of his color. So if they mess something, if Disney
Cat.
messed this up for me, I'ma cry.
Imagine it
I'm
drops
crying.
in the
I can
flops.
Wait,
I
did you
can
see,
feel
did
the
you see
cry right now.
Did you see what's the big alien Gato, I think? Did you
Don't
see him in
get
the
me
trailer?
Started Pleakley and Jamba.
Oh
No.
man, yeah.
No,
I
that's
was-
what I'm saying. I really hope they don't ruin this for me. If they ruin this for me, I'm gonna be writing another letter to Disney.
Must be miserable being a
Another-
Disney fan.
Another
Yeah.
letter.
I mean, hopefully not, but I hope they don't screw up Zootopia too.
Yes,
Zootopia.
Yeah. I will fight someone.
that's what I'm saying about Lilo and Stitch. I will fight.
Screw that, Zootopia. What do you guys think this says about the future of Disney?
I don't know. I like
Stop. Get some help.
Nah,
Disney.
wiggle it.
The Pixar
Stop.
division is doing pretty good.
Yeah,
though.
they are. Elio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elio's coming
Oh,
out
I
soon.
heard-
Leo's coming
yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
But the future of Disney doesn't look very bright. But hopefully, it's bright for Lilo and Stitch.
Hold up.
And Zootopia.
The future of getting even brighter. That Freakier Friday movie's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That's not Disney,
true.
though.
No,
It is Disney.
That's Disney.
No,
Is
Channel.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, it
yeah.
is?
I think it
I
is.
thought that
They
was
have it,
Disney
like, on
Channel.
Disney
Yeah, that
Plus and
Freakier
stuff.
Friday does seem
Freakier
interesting.
Friday.
No,
When is that coming out?
I think in the summer. I hope.
that's gonna be trash, just like Hocus Pocus 2.
It has Lindsay Lohan in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Trash,
That doesn't
just
mean
like
anything.
Hocus
It
Pocus
has
Lindsay
2.
Lohan.
Jamie
Lindsay
or
Lohan
whatever.
was in one good movie.
One
It
good
has
movie.
that other
One
in
good
her whole
movie.
life.
Like I said, it must be miserable being a Disney fan. Y'all
Multiple
are so
glaze.
unhappy.
You're a glazer.
Y'all are so
Professional
unhappy.
glazer.
All right. That wraps up our discussion on Snow White. If you all watch this movie, please let us know what you think in the comments below and leave a like if you want to see more of the Star Notes episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of interesting content coming up soon. But next week is going to be a little bit of a... I think last week I said Looney Tunes, but this one was kind of like... we needed to cover this.
Yeah.
So next week will be Looney Tunes, and then so stay tuned for that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
Adios.
Take care, everyone. See you later.
Bye-bye.